Well, um, no intro, nothing. Don't need an intro for whatever reason. Before we get started, please do like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and if you want, I do have the link if anyone wants to join, have their say on the game that just happened. But for whatever I'm going to say, I'll try to keep my emotions in check and try to not speak or use language or whatever that could get me banned or whatever on YouTube, because some people don't like me. Some people think I'm very, maybe sometimes disrespectful to the manager that I put down here. So you can tell by the title of this stream or whatever. I don't know what else to say. I don't really want to get into the game itself because it just happened. But I also have to realize there are more things in life than football. And maybe I should be grateful for that. And I am grateful for the other things in my life, like the things that are not football related or anything that actually doesn't involve the football club. I can be happily proud with Philippine football, Romanian football, Deportivo La Coruña, just not the certain football club that lost. And it's not just any loss. Now, I did come on to maybe one or two shows after the Barcelona game when we lost 7-2. And my thinking is or was that I can accept losing to Barcelona. I can accept losing to Arsenal. I can accept losing to, who else did we lose? Liverpool. I can accept losing to Man United, Man City. I can accept losing to any team in the world. But losing, not once, not the first one, but the second one, both home and away. And I don't want to mention the team name. I don't want to, because for me, I don't think they deserve any respect. Why should I? Why should I? But because one, this is specifically for this guy. And as I said, if you want to come on or whatever, obviously, there's the link in the live chat that you guys can join. Maybe I don't know if there's a possibility to pin the comment. I'm not sure. But let me first start off with what was at stake. Now, I'm not from the area, and I can accept that, obviously. But I know what this means as a fan. I've supported this club now at least 15 years. It probably should have been more. I've seen many of times this particular matchup over the years, even when there was no game for like almost like 6 or 7 of those years or whatever. But this, in my opinion, is probably, I would say this is actually more embarrassing than losing 7-2. It is. It simply is. It's a bigger humiliation than 7-2. I wouldn't even care if we lost 10-2 to Barcelona. I couldn't care less. I really don't. I really couldn't care less about losing to Barcelona. Because this game, and there was some, I'll say this, there was some fans of this, there were people in this fan base that said that between Barcelona and this certain team that we just played today, that Barcelona is the bigger game. I can see where they're coming from. But you have to put yourself back into reality. I will always, no matter what. Because for me, people might say, "Oh, you're a fake fan" or whatever. For me, the derby or whatever, for me, not only does it mean for the people of the area, but it also means something to me. Okay? It does. It does. I couldn't care, as I said, I couldn't care less about losing 7-2 to Barcelona. It was about today. Today was the game was the game I wanted to see us care more about. I couldn't, as I said, I couldn't care less about losing to Barcelona 7-2. I can accept that. I can accept losing to Barcelona, to Real Madrid, to Bayern, to Liverpool, to Arsenal, to Chelsea, to Spurs, to Millwall, to Luton Town, to Forest, to Fulham, Wolves, whatever. I can accept losses to those teams. But the game today, the team that we played against today, I cannot accept. I cannot accept it. I can't. And the reason being is because it means something to me. And it means something to the people of the area. Now, as I said, I'm not from the area. I've been to the city. So imagine how those fans feel. Imagine and there was something that also happened that was off the pitch or whatever. I saw around the second half or whatever, a stoppage of play because of a certain what do you call it, racial abuse. Now, I don't really want to get into that. Whoever that fan is, look, I'm just not going to say anything about it. But what does this game mean to the people that went to the stadium, the people from the city? Not just the away game back in December, but how about today's game? What does it mean? What is this just going to be another game we're going to brush off? Is this going to be another game we're going to brush off? Again, I do not fucking care about Chelsea. I do not fucking care about Chelsea. If people think that had we lost to Stamford at the Bridge, I don't mind that. But today's game was what mattered to me. As I said, and AD, you know it. You're a Barcelona fan. I couldn't care less if we lost to you guys 7-2. It was about today's game. And imagine the people in the area right now that they should not be at the stadium anymore. They should not applaud. I actually did not watch the full-time whistle. I didn't. Why should I? When it became 2-1? Why should? Because I know this club. So for the people that were actually at the game, from the city, from the area, this was the performance you gave. This was the result. So you lost 7-2 to Barcelona, and then you go on to lose the game today. Let that sink in. You are the first manager. If you really want to deep it, first manager to concede 7 goals in a single game since 2012, Alan Pardew. And now, just lost both the home and the away game against a certain team. You know what that fucking means? For me, honestly, that cup win a year ago, that cup win, the cup final, anyone that says credit in the bank, no more credit in the bank. I already lost that bit of respect after that game in December, and now he's lost all my respect. He's lost all my the manager lost all my respect. He is not a hero to me. I do not fucking care about the trophy he won us. I do not care about it anymore. I gave him the grace after he won the cup final. See what you can do during the summer and rebuild. And now the rivals got promoted. Okay, you have to beat them at least. Lost both. If there's a single fan from us that is still supporting this manager, I don't know what's there to support. Oh, because he won the cup. Bro, he just lost both home and away games to a certain club. He lost both home and away. Home and away. I don't care about the performances or whatever. I do not care. Exactly. Protest has to occur. I mean, I'm not going to watch the full-time scenes. I'm not going to watch it back. If people were applauding that, I mean, I will shut my mouth, obviously. But this game meant for me and for people from the area, the people that actually genuinely care about this game, this was the game. As I said, I lost all my respect. I've lost all my respect. Any fan that still has respect for him, I don't know. People that were saying give him a fucking statue. No. If there was a statue built, tear it down. I was this guy out before he won the trophy, and the reason being is because I saw, okay, his level is not to win trophies. He beat them in the FA Cup game against our rivals. I was like, okay, if they get promoted somehow, we should beat them still. Lost both home and away. For me, I don't care about that cup final win, that trophy. That honestly, the two losses to a certain club today and back in December, those two games overrun what he did in that cup final. For me, this is the bigger game. Exactly. Everyone should take the blame. But who are the, if I'm not mistaken, so the signings or all the players that have come through with this manager: Ramsdale, post takeover; right back Livramento, Trippier, post takeover; center backs, who is it? Byrne, post takeover; Botman, post takeover; Chow, post takeover; Lewis Hall, post takeover. And then we get to midfield: Ramsey, post takeover; Voldemort, somehow post takeover. You then have Joe Linton and Willick. Okay, not post takeover, so that's two players, or one of them started. And then the front line: Gordon, post takeover. who's I don't even fucking remember. Alanga post takeover, Harvey Barnes post takeover, and then the subs as well from them. Jacob Murphy, okay, he was with us before the takeover. Osula post takeover, Wissa post takeover. So these players were bought by this manager. These players were bought by this manager. I'll read this comment. Well, I think you can give him no. I am not giving him credit. He did a lot of good things. The losing these two games for me doesn't matter. It erases everything. It erases everything. I'll be honest. In my opinion, maybe people have different opinions. It's just my opinion. And then you can see also that he took. Yeah, he did. And I think, well, after losing back-to-back games, one of them actually both games are embarrassing. It's done. Look, yeah, exactly. Especially against a certain club. That's the thing. For me, was this game, today's game, was more important than Barcelona. That's just my opinion. Maybe there are some people that think Barcelona's the bigger game. For me, the derby is always number one. For me, that is how I see like any manager of our football club. And I'm saying our football club because I'm also a fan that actually cares about this club as well. And I've been a fan for at least 15 years. So you can't call me a fucking glory hunter. I've seen us relegated. So you can't call me a fake post takeover fan. You can't. Any manager of our club that loses a game against them does not deserve my respect. I can accept losing a cup final. If you guys watch my what is it on Newcastle Fans TV after we lost to Man United in the cup final, I wasn't like this. I wasn't like just angry or whatever you want to call it. I was okay, calm, whatever. But to lose this game for me is up there. He has to. Oh, of course. Well, we're not getting relegated, but that doesn't matter to me. Exactly. That's the thing. I agree. What was like for me, I don't care about losing the cup final to Man United a few years back. I don't care about beating PSG 4-1. I don't care about the other good wins that we had in our history. I do not care because these two games against them in the same season overrides everything for me. It overrides even if we somehow get Champions League football or some form of Europe, it does not matter to me anymore because this is what he did. It's whether we get European football or not, I don't care what form of Europe, he has to go. Getting Europe does not override these two games. Because for me, these two games are the two biggest games of the season. And you failed to turn up in both. Both of them. Both. Oh, it's so nice to beat Karabakh 6-1. Oh, it's so nice to get a 1-1 draw against Barcelona. Oh, it's so nice to beat Man United 2-1. Nice to beat Chelsea. Nice to beat Man City back in November. It's so nice to beat Union Saint-Gilloise 4-0 early in the season. Those games, and if you want to go back long, beating Liverpool in a cup final, beating PSG 4-1, actually having a good game against PSG all the times we've played them. Those games for me do not matter anymore. Those games do not matter. It's about these two games. It's these two games. These two games for me were the what do you call this? I don't know how you call it. The the test or whatever you want to call it to see if this manager actually delivers and cares. He doesn't. Oh, yeah, look, for me, as I said, I can take losing 7-2. I'm fine. Okay, take losing 7-2. I'm fine with that. But losing this game both times, disgusting. Disgusting. Villa can get Champions League in almost 2 seasons in a row. Why can't we? Well, not really, but I understand your point. But for me, this honestly is disgusting. Disgusting. I don't know how long I'll be on stream. As I said, if you want to join, obviously the link is in the live chat or whatever. But this is disgusting. It's a good thing I actually didn't do a watch long for this, because in the off chance the result happens, I mean, I would get banned or whatever. But you know what's even hurtful for me as a fan? You know, it's been 11 games. They've been unbeaten 11 games against us. And it's been like 15, 16, whatever years it's been. I don't fucking care. We've not beaten them in 11 attempts in league games. 11 attempts. And 2 of them was with this manager. So even he, why should I give respect to him? What? Because he won a cup final? I do not care. He lost all my respect because of those 2 games against them. He's lost all my respect. Why should I give a manager any form of respect? That's just my opinion. He doesn't deserve my respect. We'll see. I've been out for a while. Yeah, and this was my breaking point. I was Eddie Howe out up until we won the cup final. And I was like, okay, I'll give him the grace of the summer. He obviously spends money, get Alanga, bring in Ramsey and Ramsdale and whoever else. And I'll see how the season goes. And then our rivals got back into the Premier League, so you have the 2 games against them. You go on to lose both games against them. And in a way you lost 7-2 to Barcelona. As I said, I can take losing 7-2 to Barcelona. But this for me, this game, I don't know how the stadium or how the city is right now. But anyone that still respects this manager, I would say you're in a mental institution. Institution if you still back this manager. Exactly. This is every and any other, like in the past, way before this game and way before the game we play against them in December, way before playing Barcelona, people don't like that I was this guy out before. People were still backing him. And I was like, at that time, before he won the trophy, I was like, he hasn't won a trophy. He's not proven it yet. He got it over the line. Great. As I said, in my opinion, he has to go. Now, what's the motivation for the final 7 games? If you cannot turn up in the 2 games against our rivals, what expectation do I have for the final 7 games? Oh, are we going to win all the remaining 7 games? Let's just say we actually win all of the remaining 7 games of the season and get European football from it. For me, I don't care. I don't care. This game against them and the one back in December, for me, it overshadows it. It overshadows it. Because for me, this game, in my opinion, meant so much for the fans, from the city, the international fans. Imagine the people, because maybe thankfully, the sun is out. Great, fantastic. Imagine all the international fans, the people that have to be up at like 2, 3 in the morning to watch this game, or I don't know what time, like 9, 10 o'clock at night, or the people that have to wake up early at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning to watch this game. How about those fans as well? There isn't much to talk about. Yeah, exactly. And I said after losing to Barcelona 7-2, I want to see what the bounce back is. That's what I said. I said I want to see what the bounce back is. What is the response after losing 7-2 to Barcelona? Well, I found out what the response is. I definitely found out what it is. And I don't even need to say it. You know what, like I said, what will the response be after losing 7-2 to Barcelona? And then your next game is the derby. What is the response? Well, I found out what the response is, and I'll be honest, that tells me this manager right here, and I believe I've not yet said his name in the entire stream, tells me everything. It tells me everything. Okay, if you want names, I have a list of 5 names. There's probably more. So here are some names that I can give. And I think a couple of them are not at work. Xabi Alonso. Cesc Fabregas. Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart. There's a couple more I'm thinking off the top of Julian Nagelsmann has always been my number 1 choice, but I can take a Xabi Alonso. That's already 4 managers. I would even take. I'll be honest. I would take Rafa Benitez back, because technically he's not lost to them. That's why I still have a little bit of respect for Rafa Benitez, because he actually didn't lose to them. This manager, the one I'll get to the next couple of comments. This manager have lost to them. Rafa Benitez didn't. That's why I still respect Rafa. For me, I respect Rafa Benitez. Yes, I know he got us technically relegated, but I respect him. And the reason being is because he didn't lose to them. But it's the same thing. I can't say the same about even Steve Bruce. Even Steve Bruce didn't lose to them. I know he didn't have any chance to play against them, but still. Let me get to the comments. If there isn't much. Oh, I read that before. And let's be real, PIF won't sack him. Do they even? That's the thing. Well, exactly. Heck, even I would take. I would take Xavi. I would take Xavi as well. That's the thing. But I'll be honest, for the rest of the season, fans, the fan base or whatever, they should not go to any of the home games or the away games. Because what's the point? What's the point? He's lost, at least for me. Maybe for some other fans, he still has the respect because he won a cup final. Great. But for me, the derby game, for me, the two games are what mattered to me. They are the one. Those two games were the ones that mattered to me. So people that are saying I'm a fake fan or whatever, I'm not. I'm not a fake fan. I've seen us got relegated. I've seen us got promoted. I've seen us win a few Champions League games. I saw us win the cup. I've seen us. I don't know what other ones to say. Heck, I can name the starting 11. That actually, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Taylor. That's how long it's been since we actually won a league game against them. I know. Obviously, I wouldn't take Rafa Benitez back right now, but at the time, for me, as you said, I respected them because one, he didn't lose to them. I know he got a draw, but he didn't lose. This manager lost both in the same season. So imagine then we don't get into Europe by the end of the season. What does that mean? That means people that saw Tonali's linked to, was it Man United, or Bruno linked to Man United, or whatever players. I don't blame them anymore. The manager has now reached the ceiling. He's been trying to break the ceiling glass, but the ceiling glass or whatever, it's just too strong for him. He cannot do it anymore. He has found the level, or well, we all knew the level. It was just, can he prove us wrong? Well, he's actually proven us right. At least the ones that didn't think he can last and all. Yeah, exactly. I don't blame Rafa Benitez for that relegation. I blame Steve McLaren and Mike Ashley. That's why when Steve McLaren got the job for Jamaica for the World Cup qualifiers, I knew exactly Jamaica won't win that qualifying group. That's why Curacao are at the World Cup, not Jamaica, because of Steve McLaren. Exactly. So, but from this, for me, honestly, as I said, why should I give the respect? Said after the Brentford game that they had a team meeting on their own. Yeah, exactly. So the team meeting. Now there's no team meeting. Yeah, Brentford game. Yeah. There are managers that are available. Chubb. Heck, I would love, for me, I would love to have Xabi Alonso. My number one, honestly, is Julian Nagelsmann, the Germany manager, because he's proven it. Now, obviously, Xabi Alonso has also proven it with Leverkusen. What he did, Eddie Howe would not do what who do you call this? That what's that Xabi Alonso did with Leverkusen. He wouldn't do what Nagelsmann has done. Yeah, maybe he could do the same that Cesc Fabregas has done. That's why I wouldn't really get Cesc Fabregas yet until he wins a trophy and qualifies Como for Champions League, which they're kind of on course to do it. But Xabi Alonso is out of work. There is time. We actually have 3 weeks until our next game. 3 weeks. 3 weeks till our next game against Crystal Palace. Win, draw, lose, I don't care about that game. Today's game was what mattered to me. And he's lost. He's lost respect, in my opinion. Yeah. And as I said, Xabi Alonso, yes, I know it didn't eventually work out at Real Madrid. Okay, again, there's a level between Real Madrid, Barcelona, and all, and Newcastle. I can see, let's say for Newcastle, I think we are similar level to Bayer Leverkusen, with maybe more sugar daddy money or whatever you want to call it. Perfect, perfect. And you give Xabi Alonso the 7 games, Europe or not, by the end of the season, you build the squad. And we've seen what Xabi Alonso has done in a short period of time with Leverkusen. Perhaps it did. I gave him the grace of the past summer after winning the cup. I was like, okay, I'll give him some grace. Before the cup final, before we won that cup final, I was Eddie Howe out. After we won the cup final, I gave him, okay, I'll give him the summer. He's actually won a trophy. He's got something over the line. He's broken a ceiling, you can say. Now, can he break the next ceiling above it? Which is, well, you then go on to play the 2 derby games. You manage 2 games a week. Second time of doing that, not worked out. For now. As I said, I do not care if we make Europe or not now. I do not care if we get Europe or not. I really don't care about Europe or not. Because if we're out of Europe, we'll get top 4. And then when we're in Europe, we won't get European football at all. For me, as I said, this manager lost all my respect. He's lost all my respect. Even if he wins 7 games of the final 7 games of the season, he, for me, has lost all my respect. Why should I give him respect for losing 2 derby games in a row in the same season, home and away, and you didn't even put up a performance? And then you become the first manager since Alan Pardew to concede 7 in a single game. Not even Steve Bruce did that. So, try and fix my hair or whatever. I don't know how. As I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be on for this. Maybe I'll join Strasbourg Steve, True City Fan TV, whatever, for that Carabao Cup game. I can, I guess, relax a bit because there will be more complaining or whatever. We've been a completely different team from that season. I think we've lost 13, 1-3. We've lost 13 games this season. I think if he loses another game, that's 14. And that was the most games we lost in a league season under this manager. 14 was 2 years ago. So he's close to getting it. I never liked Eddie Howe. Give most managers, yeah. And as I said, when he won the cup final, the Carabao Cup last season, I was like, you know what? I'll give him the grace. He broke a glass ceiling or whatever you want to call it, winning a trophy. Thank you. Give him the summer. Let's see what he can do. We saw what the summer did. I don't care whether we had no sporting director or not. He brought in players like Elanga, Ramsdale, Chow, whoever else. Then see how the season goes. But as I said, and maybe you might agree with me with this, the 2 derby games back in December and the one today were, for me, the 2 games that mattered the most. Those were the 2 games that mattered to me the most. As I said, that's why I can take a 7-2 loss to FC Barcelona. But I cannot take a loss to them. As I said, I can take a loss to Man United. I can take a loss to Liverpool. I can take a loss to Real Madrid and whatever team in the world. But I cannot take a loss to them. And he's lost both games. Oh, and we're actually, I don't really want to check the league table. I'm not going to show it. We're below them with 7 games to go. We are below them. We are below them in the league. We are below them in the league. We've actually given them the 6 points again. What are we going to? I'll be honest. Are we just going to give them another 6 in a row? Because under this manager, I think we will. Now, I would say the players won the trophy from the moments of class. Not perhaps, perhaps so, and maybe the occasion, whatever. Like, also, I'll say this: with this season, in most of the games, like the big games, like Man United at home, Man City at home, in the back in November, even Arsenal, Liverpool at home, and all that sort of stuff, we are competitive. Yeah, maybe we don't win all those games, and we win some, but why don't we turn up for the derby games? That for me is the biggest. I always say the two derby games, home and away, are the two big games of they are the biggest games of the season. It's bigger than the cup final win or the cup final if we somehow made it. Um, Especially last season, we weren't good till halfway through. Yeah, dropped off. Yeah, and to be honest, we were kind of lucky that Aston Villa bottled it against Man United on the final day because we lost to Everton at home. Oh wait, we also lost to Everton at home this season. I I I don't know how many home games we've lost this season. Fortress St James's Park, from what I from with this manager, was a fortress. From this season alone, we've lost to Liverpool, Arsenal, them, Everton, Brentford. That's already 5. And I'm only counting the league games. There's probably 1 or 2 more, but that's already 5 I can name off immediately. Yeah, uh, like, and then obviously, that performance in the FA Cup round of 16, whatever they call it. Yeah, sure, it's Man City. Okay, I can accept getting knocked out by Man City. Fine, fine. That's why I said any game I can accept losing now, but against them I cannot. That's the thing. So imagine how the fans feel that went to the game. Imagine you have the chance to bounce back after losing 7-2 to Barcelona. This is the perfect game, you could say, or whatever, to show the fans a response, especially those that went to the stadium, those that actually woke up in the morning or whatever, went to the ground early in the morning because the game was at like 12 o'clock. And by the end of it, yeah, for me, I feel bad for the fans as well. I'll be honest. Probably, probably. To be honest, maybe Sean Dyche actually cares about the time derby, you could say. Even some of the home games we won, yeah. Some of them we might be lucky, like even the Man United game, the Osula goal or whatever. Route one football won't solve problems. Yeah, I know. You meant that as a joke, but I think Sean Dyche would actually probably care about the derby. I don't think Eddie Howe, I'll be honest, from the 2 games against them, I don't think Eddie Howe cares. I really don't think. I actually no. I think Eddie Howe actually doesn't care about the derby, which for me is disrespectful to any fan of our club. And I'm saying our club because I care. It's those 2 games against them this season. It looks like he doesn't care. It looks like he actually doesn't care about the derby. And for me, that is disrespectful to the fans. Both the ones that actually go to the game, the ones from the area, and those that are from abroad. That's my opinion. Maybe I don't know. I don't. Sean would lose the match. He knows what. Yeah, exactly. Because as I said, I don't think this manager Eddie. I don't want to say his name because he, as I said, he doesn't deserve my respect anymore. He doesn't. Because those two games against them today and back in December, those two games and how we perform and the result shows that he does not care about this derby. And for me, that is the most disrespectful thing that any manager of this club would do. He does not show respect to the derby, and that is the biggest disrespect he can give to the fans, both the stadium going fans, the ones that are in the UK, the ones from abroad like myself, whatever. For me, that is the biggest disrespect. And to pile it on, you lose both games. And one of them was just after losing 7-2 to Barcelona. Steve, bring in Steve back now. Yeah. For me, as I said, I don't know what more to add. I really don't know what more to add. Because I'm not even going to talk. I'm not talking about the game. I actually didn't even talk much about the game. Because it's about what comes from it that matters. Like, now I have to say, if had we won, then I'll be like, okay, he's, let's say, had we won this game, for example, what would that do for me? Like, how I would feel? I would have been like, you know what? That was the response. You win the game against them. Okay, you won a bit of respect back. You go up, I don't remember where, 8th or 9th in the league, whatever. You're close to the European places or whatever. You got the win over them. First time in the league since 2011, which is embarrassing as well. 2011 was the last time we beat them in the league. I'll be like, you know what? We kick on. 3 weeks with that sort of, with that win, we've been, and then, but as I said, that's an if now. If we had won, not we won. It's now an if still. So as I said, this manager, I'll be honest, lost my respect. And as I said, that's just my opinion. Maybe people still respect him because he lost both games. I don't know. But they were only by 1 goal. I don't care. For me, he's lost my respect. Bring in the manager. I hope PIF are ruthless now. Because I know people saying PIF doesn't care or whatever. Well, let's see. Let's see now. I expect us to win it. Should be. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because for me, this game means, for me at least, maybe not for him. Maybe for him, it's just playing like Millwall or Bradford City. This is like Bradford City. This, as I said, it seems like he actually doesn't care about the derby. Especially from his press conference, he says, we'll do everything to give back to the fans and all that sort of thing. Well, I guess I know what that means now. It means maybe, but maybe not. And by the end, it was maybe not. We will not give it back to the fans. We will not show our response. Like, our next game is in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's actually a lot of time, actually. You bring in a new manager, you have 3 weeks or whatever to implement the tactics or whatever. As I said, I do not care even if Bruno or Tonali or anyone that was on the pitch should be good enough to beat them. With the quote unquote injury crisis they were in as well. What should I take out from this season now? What should I take out from this season? Because this game, it shows he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the derby. He doesn't. He doesn't care about it anymore. He doesn't. And for me, that's disrespectful. That is disrespectful. He does not care about the derby, losing both home and away. Now, this might be the biggest one of them all. This might be the biggest one of them all. Imagine this for me. It's done. Because if I say more, then it's exactly I should. Honestly, I don't even know what the scoreline is for the Spurs game or the Aston Villa game. Those games honestly don't matter to me. That doesn't matter. I do not care if Spurs are winning 5-0 right now or Force are winning 4-0. Woo, yay. Whatever. Or if Arsenal win the Carabao Cup, yay. Or if Man City win the Carabao Cup, yay. I don't care. Because today's game was what mattered to me. And he doesn't care about. I don't know what the press conference is because I know he did one, obviously, but I hope that's his last ever press conference. What? Actually, I don't know. Maybe you know what? I should get my phone. I'll listen to his press conference. Give me a second. I'll mute my mic so that there's no other sound. I'll because I'm pretty sure the press conference came. Give me a couple seconds. Mute. Okay, hopefully everything's good. Okay, I'll find the press conference because I'm pretty sure he made one. So I actually want to I lot of notifications. Annoyingly, I want to see this press conference because I'm pretty sure he made one. It's been like an hour since the game finished. Give me a second. I'm trying to find a press conference because I'm pretty sure, as I said, I think he's already done one. Oh my god, I don't care about the other games that are happening. Where's the god? Where's the press conference? Because I'm pretty sure he's done one, right? Let me see. Press. I'm pretty sure he's done one. Let me see. Recent. Try to find if I don't know if anyone in the chat knows that if he did a press conference or whatever. No, this was before. I'm not watching. Where is? Okay, so I'm trying to find if there was a press conference from him. Okay, so I guess I'll read it out. This is coming from, well, obviously from the manager, but I'm reading it off. If it shows, Mark Douglas. So let me read. this is word by word, so I'll read it all before giving any sort of what do you call this, thoughts or whatever. So word by word, very, very painful. Most of all, painful for our supporters, and they're the ones I think about now. I've got very little to use as an excuse. Once you haven't performed and you know how much the game means, you have to accept the criticism. I understand the reaction at the end of the game. I am fully committed, in brackets, to the job. I'm disappointed in myself and my delivery over the last week. End quote. Let me read the comments first. Is it? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so my response. You say you are fully committed to the job. Does that mean you're also committed to what it means, this rivalry means to the fans? Because it looked like you don't from the past two games and you lost both of them. You say it's very, very painful. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. No fucking shit, it's painful. Oh, what a surprise. You lost the derby again. Very painful. Of course, bro, it is painful. How about say that it wasn't good enough? How about say I can accept? Oh, he said he accepts the criticism. Is he going to accept getting sacked if that somehow actually happens? Because for me, being a manager of this football club means, and if saying you're fully committed, means that you care about the derby as well. And from the two games, you don't. You don't. You don't care about the derby. You don't. You don't. As I said, you lost all my respect. Why should I give respect to a manager that lost to them? I don't give respect to managers of this club that lose to them. That's why I still have at least a little bit of respect for Rafa Benitez because he didn't lose to them. I don't respect Steve McLaren. I do not respect John Carver. I don't respect who else was there. Even Alan Pardew now as well. I don't respect what other managers we had. That's probably it, right? So those managers I don't respect. Ruud Gullit, I don't respect. Losing the derby means that you lost my respect as a fan. That's how much it means. So because this manager lost both home and away, you lost all the respect that maybe I could have given you. You lost all of it. All of the respect is lost. From me, at least. Maybe some fans, they still respect him for what he did in the past. For me, the past no longer matters. Today was what mattered, and you lost. And that means you also lost my respect. All of it. The cup final, I'm not going to, for me, you no longer claim the cup final. The players on that day claimed it. But the manager, you lost that credit. You lost the credit. People that still say he has credit in the bank. He doesn't anymore for me. He doesn't. He doesn't. The two games against them in December and today, in my opinion, does not earn respect. Criticism? I mean, he's been criticized all throughout the season and all throughout his time with us. Finally, he delivered a trophy. Fantastic. But the 2 games against them, for me, is what matters the most. And he's lost both. And losing both means you lost my respect. You lost my respect. Any manager, even if it's like Ancelotti, Pep, whatever, even if we had those sort of managers, lose a game against them and you lost my respect. What more can I say? What more can I say? I've been live for an hour already. And I actually still haven't talked about the game. And I really don't want to talk about the game because all that matters, in my opinion, was what happened after the game and the response that we put. Let me see what more. Maybe perhaps I haven't seen or read from him because that's what matters now. Eddie Howe says, blame me. Well, yes, of course. A little bit more quotes, and then I guess maybe my thoughts, and then maybe perhaps I'll finish because I don't really want to be on forever. Um, Afterwards, I think that's it. I absorb the blame. I won't be deflecting it to players until my last breath. It's going to be painful few days for me. It's not a head loss. Our technical delivery was off today. We missed our midfielders, so it left us unbalanced. We made the game too much like they wanted it. We never want to go through a hostile reception from crowd. I understand the criticism. And any fans, actually, because I'm seeing maybe 1 or 2 videos. Also, as I said, the incident about the racism or whatever. For me, I don't want to speak on that because that's one thing that obviously. Um, Let me actually hear. Okay, so this is just um, after the game, the players applauding the fans or whatever. So I guess my final thoughts of that, and then I guess I'll finish off. Um, any fan from us that is clapping the players are not true fans. There, I said it because, as I said, they do not earn the right. They do not earn it anymore. Nobody can say, "Oh, we tried our best." I do not care about our midfield was unbalanced or whatever. That's an excuse. What more can I say? Um, Look, I try to be as humble and not be as like very aggressive, very PG. Or well, I kept it PG, but be like X-rated or whatever. Because if I did, I'm going to be clipped up online or whatever. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll be clipped up online saying I don't respect the manager anymore, and the people that say, oh, he's not a true fan or whatever. As I said, the 2 derby games against them, home and away, for me mean a lot to me. It means a lot to the people of the area. It means to the people that went to the stadium today. It means a lot for the people that actually went to the away game as well. So if I'm somehow clipped up and you see me online, like a short clip of me just saying that I lost my respect for this manager, go ahead. Somehow, if I become viral and then people start don't liking me or whatever, or they say, "Oh my God, this is the guy that disrespected," blah, 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 whatever. Well, there's a difference. Do you support a manager that lost both derby games, or a fan that wants the club to succeed? Let's see who's the backing, who has the backing. Because I'm not a manager. I'm not a manager. Maybe if I was the manager, maybe I still lose that game. But I'm not a manager. I'm not a coach. I'm not. So people can say, "Oh, what would you have done?" Bro, I'm not a coach. I'm not a manager. I would probably lose the game as well. That's why I'm not a manager. Maybe if I was a manager, maybe I got my coaching badges or whatever. Sure, maybe I actually win the game because I actually know what this means for the fans and all that. But I'm not. I'm not a coach. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know what more to add. It's been a lot, you could say. Three weeks till our next game. 3 weeks. And we'll probably lose that. Maybe we win. I don't care. For me, the season's done. It's over. I honestly, maybe this might even be the last show, at least for this season. Because what's there to qualify for Europe? Woo! We qualify for Europe. Doesn't matter to me. Yay, qualify for Europe. Champions League again, Europa League, woo, Conference League, woo. Yeah, how about the 2 derby games? As I said, I'm not saying I'm a bigger fan than you or that or whatever, but for me, the derby is what mattered to me. Both of them, we lost both disgracefully. Disgracefully. Yeah. So one last feeling or whatever, and then I'll finish it. I've actually not mentioned this surname at all. And the reason being is that I no longer respect this manager. This manager. I no longer respect him because he lost both the derby games. And for me, losing the derby means that you lost my respect. And he just done that. That's all I can say. Yeah. Hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back actually tomorrow with a special guest, whatever. You'll see it up on YouTube probably later today or tomorrow, whatever. But yeah, until then, maybe you guys might see me on the True City fan or Strasbourg Steve watch long of the Carabao Cup final. Yay! Who's winning a trophy? Woo! I don't care. To be honest, even I don't know what's happening in the what do you call this? The 2 games that are happening now in the Prem or La Liga Segunda as well. Maybe I'll be honest. Maybe I just rebrand to Deportivo La Coruña because I don't know. You know what? That's it. I should end it here. Hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. And this manager lost my respect. I hope he gets sacked or whatever. I don't really care. 7 more games, perhaps. I don't know. See you guys.